I'd like to start by just talking about what I view as the road ahead for us in Tulsa. I know that's on a lot of people's minds right now. In my mind, we have spent the last 4 weeks preparing, and we're right at the end of now 4 weeks since we initiated remote work protocols for the city of Tulsa. And we began asking people to work remotely and to practice social distancing in Tulsa. We have spent these 4 weeks as a community sacrificing a great deal, and all of that has been to prepare for the next couple of weeks in our community. Based on the modeling that Dr. Dart just talked about, we expect the peak contagion rate in Tulsa to hit early next week. And that's important. One, because that's when we can expect that to really peak out. But also, it's important to remember that in the lifespan of this virus that we've seen all around the world, people don't immediately contract it and go to the hospital. There's a period of time where the virus builds up within a person's system. And then they become symptomatic. And then after a couple of days, we begin seeing people start needing to seek hospitalization. Because of that, the modeling that the health department is sharing with us shows that while we could have a peak of contagion early next week, based on their data, we should not expect to see that peak load on our hospital system until early May, the beginning of May. And that's what we've been doing all this social distancing for, is to prepare for that event, to allow enough capacity within our healthcare system for everyone who needs the most severe medical treatment to be able to receive it. Now, the good news from my vantage point is that what we've just spent doing for the last 4 weeks as a city and as a metro area, it's working. When you see the data that our health department is utilizing and the way they've updated their modeling for right now versus where we were just a matter of weeks ago, we're talking about thousands of people's lives who are being saved by Tulsans taking social distancing seriously. And so I cannot thank enough everyone in our community who has sacrificed so much to protect the most vulnerable people in our community and to make sure that our neighbors have the medical assistance that they need to get through this, and for us as a community to be able to return to our normal lives as quickly as we can. With that said, as we head into the peak contagion moment, which coincides with the holiday weekend, it is incumbent that all of us continue to do what we've been doing. We cannot let up now. We have to stay firm and vigilant in practicing social distancing as a community. And if we do that, we will keep this contagion rate lower. We will keep our death rate lower, and all of us will be responsible for saving thousands of lives in our city. And so I would ask everyone as you go into this weekend, and I know, believe me, how much we all want to be with our extended families and our friends on a holiday weekend. What I would ask, though, is that we not think as much about all the things that we can't do over the next couple of weeks, but instead think about what we're a part of right now, every single one of us. We're part of one of the greatest humanitarian initiatives in the history of humankind right now. There are people all around the world who are sacrificing in the same way that we're sacrificing here to save their neighbors, just like we're trying to do here. If we ever needed a reminder of our common humanity, this is it. And so please think about that and how we are united with people all around the world. People we'll never meet, but we are united as human beings in this effort to save our fellow people, our fellow citizens, to save mankind. I also want to bring up just a couple updates. We have had over 800 individuals contact tulsaresponds.org to seek no interest, zero interest loans for their businesses or their nonprofits. We have this in place to tide people over until the federal funding, which is far more substantial than anything we could afford locally, hits the streets here in Tulsa. If you're a business owner, and I just had a business owner reach out to me this morning and they hadn't heard about it. If you're a business owner and you need that kind of assistance to tide you over to get one of those small business administration loans, please go to tulsaresponds.org. And not only do we have zero interest loans that are being funded by the city of Tulsa through that, but we also have navigators, individuals who can help you through this process of identifying other funds that are out there, whether that's through the state or federal agencies or other businesses that are out there. So I strongly encourage any business who hasn't already reached out to tulsaresponds.org that needs that kind of assistance to please do so. It's about so much more than the zero interest loans. There's comprehensive assistance there for you to navigate which can be a very complicated field out there.